Stop the presses. Nintendo's coming after the Rexer show. Nintendo's coming after the Rexer show. What's up, Kevgrat?
Yo, Rexer, what's going on? Thanks for having me on again.
Hey, what's in the game room? The question I always ask: what's in the game room? What's on in the game room?
Well, I've been playing Metroid Dread, and I can't believe I go back to that game, Rexer. It's so frustrating, such a pain in the ass, but I can't stop playing.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it, but I have some other games I have to finish first. But Gaming Off the Grid said it was the
Once,
best game. Since I don't know since when they can't even remember. So that was
yeah,
pretty awesome.
yeah, I would wait if you need time. You can't just pick this up, put this down because there's no hand holding on this game. If you don't know the map, you're just going to be wandering around. So you need to focus on this thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You might need to Google some stuff, is all.
I've
Sure.
I've googled a couple things.
All right, I want to thank everybody for joining. Steve B, Alfred. This is not the same show as the Everyone Has a Podcast vodcast. I have topics this time, but I just want to chill and chat kind of thing. I don't like the chill and chat. It sounds kind of cringy. I don't know why. I just
No,
let's
yeah,
chill and chat.
yeah.
I don't know. It kind of irks me, but we're gonna jump right in with this topic, Everett. We got to jump right in.
Let's go.
And how many of you guys in the chat saw this RGT video? All right, and I'll bring it up in a little bit. But when I say Nintendo came after the Rexer show, I'm not lying. I'm not lying, guys, because 2 years ago I did a stream of RBI baseball, and YouTube sent me an email saying you got a copyright claim, which is even more, holds more merit than what RGT got, which we will talk about in a second. So I just laughed because, and that's not the whole story. Nintendo didn't care that I did a stream on RBI baseball and how, but I'm just trying to, what I'm trying to accomplish here, Kevgret, is when RGT did this video saying Nintendo came after him, and we'll bring it up in a little bit, guys. I hope you guys saw it, but if you didn't, you're going to waste 9 minutes of your life like I did watching this thing, and you'll never get it back. You'll never get this time back. Rex, they got to you. Who got to me? Yeah, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
They got me, man. They said so. Anyway, I got a claim on that RBI video saying you gotta. It was actually music claim. A lot of long story. Don't worry about it. But it actually holds more merit than what. Thank you, Ralph. What's up, Ralph? If you're around later, Ralph, I'd like to talk some pinball. Maybe you come on. Just let us know. We'll send you the link because we're going to talk some pinball after this. We're going to talk maybe Atgames, maybe Arcade 1-Up. We'll talk a bunch of things. But getting back to RGT. So he gets on YouTube and he basically says that Nintendo came after him because he posted some Metroid video, but he did it within the realm of what YouTube allows. Now, have you seen this, Kevgret?
Absolutely. Yes. I was sitting in my office and the video came on. I'm like, oh no, RGT, they got him. He's over. I was like, I got to watch this video.
And do you subscribe to RGT?
I do actually. Yes.
Okay, so you get his stuff. I don't subscribe to the guy, so somebody had to tell me, what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's bring this on here. So here's RGT, and I'll just play a little bit of it.
He looks pretty angry there.
And a lot of people think that I do, but that's not the
and
case.
I don't know if you
because
guys can
I
hear it
don't
or not.
really want to
it
be
doesn't
a
really
Nintendo
matter, the
brand
audio. Can you
ambassador.
hear
There's
it,
certain things you have to do
Yeah,
and
we can hear
can't
it
do
perfect.
and whatnot.
Let me just
And no
change my
disrespect to
headphones 'cause
anyone
it's coming
that
out.
is a Nintendo brand ambassador, but I talk
So-
about this in my video about working with Nintendo and
Okay,
sort of
so
why
working
I don't
with
do
Nintendo,
it.
he's not a
Because I just
shill
like
or
to have
whatever.
my
He's
own
not. He doesn't
freedom,
do all
and
this
I like
stuff.
to be able to do whatever I
Right,
want and
well,
not
he
worry
wants to do
about
it all,
something
anything he
possibly
wants.
offending them or making somebody mad and
So
cutting
now
off
he
business
comes on
relationships. Now,
and he says, look at this email I got from YouTube saying that there might be a issue with one of your videos that you populated on YouTube. And apparently it was a Nintendo video, which we don't know because he doesn't go on to really show or prove what the notification was from Nintendo to YouTube saying you violated some copyright. So
no disrespect.
He
to
shows
anyone
this
who is an Nintendo
this
brand
one.
ambassador.
Here's what really
Obviously,
irritated
I'm
me. He
friends
shows
with a lot
this
of them,
one
but it's just
clip
not for me. So you
of
know, that's just sort
of
how
what
that
they
is.
said
But,
here, and
yeah, so
right down here. It's so small. You couldn't blow this up so we could read it. You couldn't. You couldn't help us here with it. But he goes on to say, if there is a problem with your video, Nintendo, if they were the ones who had the copyright, will contact you and let you know. There is no problem yet. There is no claim yet. There is nothing that has happened yet. And 20 plus days have gone by since he said he got this email, which was on October 8th. And now he hasn't had anything happen, and he's making a video confusing all the viewers about what actually happened here. Nothing happened. My claim on my Nintendo video has more merit than what what so-called you happened to him. Now, Kevin, do you remember the part he goes, well, I can't show the notification because there's names.
Personal info.
There's names on here. What, RGT, you don't know how to black out names in Photoshop or any editing tool? Yeah. I mean, I'm completely lost here. He didn't show the notification. He didn't show anything. Why not? Why didn't you show anything if this was so real, if this was so important, if this was so urgent? Can you explain it?
You know, watching the video, I was like, well, RGT doesn't really, as far as I know, go crazy clickbait. So if he says Nintendo's coming after him, I got to check this out. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, not RGT. So I'm watching the video and I'm trying to follow along with what he's saying, but there's nothing here. There was no claim.
Nothing.
No
copyright claim, no strike for sure, because that's a. So now I'm looking at all the comments, and all these people in the comments are going, "Oh my God, I can't believe they came after you." I'm going, what? Nobody is calling this out? That it's crazy? That he just made this video about absolutely nothing?
Yep.
And I'm watching.
If he never even looked at his email, he would go on with his life. He wouldn't even know this happened. This was nothing would happen to his channel. No strikes, no copyright claims.
He's like, I don't know, 3 weeks later, I check my email and I see this weird, bizarre spam email and it's Nintendo coming after me. No, it's not. It was YouTube sending you some warning possible that meant absolutely nothing. And after I'm done watching this video, here, this is the only thing I could think of.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
That's all I could think of was that right there. I'm like, everybody just wasted 9 minutes of their life.
Dude, I'm so stupid.
About this.
I said, wait a minute, I'm missing something. I went back and watched it again, and I was like, I still don't see what's going on here. What's he talking about? And then I went back a few days later, and he had like 200,000 views on this video.
Yeah.
And that's one of his most popular videos in the last like 6 months. So you start to look at it, you know.
Yeah. And what gets me even more, guys, and fellow YouTubers, some like me, go, well, this is nothing. But there's other YouTubers out there who then post a video about his video going, stop coming after RGT. Stop. They didn't come after RGT. He didn't. And what happens, Kevgret? They get the Dodgson effect, right? The Dodgson effect. Remember we talked about the Dodgson effects? Let's roll the Dodgson effect.
You shouldn't use my name.
RGT. RGT here.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nintendo doesn't care. Nintendo doesn't care.
No.
If they cared, the video would be down. The video would have been claimed. It would have been wiped out, RGT. It would have been gone if they really cared.
Yes. Yeah. And the truth is, we have no idea who even initiated this. This could have came from a disgruntled YouTuber who was upset.
He says some Nintendo lady. It's the legal team. And the legal team, if they wanted it down, they'd put it down. Trust me.
Do you know how many legal teams?
Thanks for tuning in.
Do you know how many legal teams can make one phone call and it's not an email to RGT to get the video down?
Cease and desist something.
Done.
Anything.
Yeah.
I just the horror. So guys, we'll get off this subject. I wanted to say, if Retro Ralph, let me send you the link if you want to come on and talk about pinball later. Just type in the chat, say you're in or you're out or whatever, you're busy. But we are going to talk a little bit about Atgames, a little bit about One Up. I do have some notes. I don't have, like I said, guys, this isn't some drawn out podcast. Everybody has a vodcast. But I just wanted to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And I just had some things that I wanted to discuss as well. And we will have, guys, box art trivia at the end. P-Dubs won one of them last time. So we're going to give it back and more. It looked like a form letter. And he didn't show the rest. He didn't show the notification. Show the notification.
I paused that part and I couldn't read what the heck was at the bottom of that screen. I was like, show me something.
Yeah, I wanted to type in the IRL that was in there for the YouTube thing. And I'm like, let me try. I'm going to see what this is. But you couldn't do it.
I couldn't find it. Yeah.
You couldn't do it. Okay. Let's move on to a couple other things. Let's go One Up real quick, because I want to talk about a video I watched with OTG, Overthink Gaming, Turbo Joe, UAG. Did you see this one?
No, which one is this?
It was an Overthink Gaming one. He's got this new channel. He talks about One Up. If you guys saw it in the chat, let me know. But I'll have to invite you on sometime. Endless One Up, definitely.
Yeah.
But you've been on another show frequently. You got your own show, man. You got what was it? It was Basement Arcade, or he was on a couple.
He does a game and play where I think he's playing the Showdown or Hunt Down now.
He does that too, but he's been on a couple shows. Anyway, so they're on this stream and they're talking about One Up and Big Blue again. Okay, we'll talk about Big Blue. But I'm listening to him talk, and I hear this. Oh man, the bolts are rusted. I can't believe it. The bolts are rusted. Oh, and the sound is crappy. It's not as good as the other ones. The wood, it's terrible. It's lightweight. It's crap. It's wobbling even sometimes. And then we got to put this additional riser on it. It holds it a little better, but that's okay. The buttons, the joysticks, they're going on and on. Then I'm like, oh, okay. What are we saying here about this Arcade One Up product? And then they're like, I love the online play, but it kind of sucks the lobby room. You can't match up. There's only two people. Then we had to log out and all they're doing is talking bad. And then they go, but this thing's awesome, man. This thing's awesome. We love it. I'm going, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone here. You just said basically everything about it's a piece of crap, but now you love it.
I don't see many people talk bad about that cabinet, so, and I don't know if they don't think they can, because this seems like the one cabinet that nobody has any negatives about, but they're out there just like the rest of the One Up. The buttons and sticks are just regular, but you don't see the hate for it or the just normal criticism that you would see if it was anything else.
No, they're kind of blinded by the online play, but which again, they didn't like it. They're like, I don't like this room. I don't like the way it does. I'm like going, oh my God, you guys don't like anything about this, but you love the machine and it's great and everybody should go out and buy it, but anyhow, what else do I got about One Up? You got anything about One Up?
Well, it looks like the pinballs have received a permanent price drop to $750 from the overinflated 41% increase of $850. So this is across the board.
They weren't 850. I remember when they came out, they were 600, right?
Exactly. They were 600. Then they jumped to 850, and now they're back down permanently because Best Buy lists this as a price drop, not a sale. And GameStop and Walmart has followed suit and dropped it. So you think these things are selling at 850, Rexer?
I mean, they were crap at 500. They were terrible. They were awful. I mean, the Star Wars, I guess, was okay, but nothing worked. We all know nothing worked on them. The graphics, when the plexiglass distorted the graphics, everything bad happened to them. And now they're going to sell them for more. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't.
I think retail are sitting on a ton of these, probably from the initial run. The problem was that this wasn't the only game in town. And if the Atgames Legend pinball wasn't around, these things would sell more. because you wouldn't have a baseline to judge this against. And the fact that Atgames came out and clearly won round one, it makes One Up look really bad. And now they just have to admit defeat, liquidate these, and come back with a round two. And that's what they're trying to do now, I believe.
What's their round two? I don't know. I didn't hear.
Well,
anything.
To be honest, I don't know if John D confirmed or denied anything about a round two, but they have to come up with, 1080 glass, bigger screen, the whole shebang. But they're going to come into the G if they do that. And is that something we would want to, back $1,000 machine when we know their quality is going to be not as good for $1,000? So I'm sure they're figuring this out right now at headquarters, Rexer, what to do with this pinball, because it clearly was not anywhere near the success they thought it was going to be.
Right. And that was Alan's Ageless Arcades. I'm in the same position as you. I don't buy them. But people love them. People love these things. So, all right, bundled with $100 80 Kohl's cash, a few more hours. Very tempting. You know about this? What is he talking about?
So what's happening today only, Kohl's.com is offering $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 you spend. So it comes out to like $180, $135 if you want the legacy cabinets. But you got to pay the money up front, and you can only use the Kohl cash for 1 week, and it's at Kohl's. So if those things line up in your world, it's a good deal. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
still not buying.
Yeah. I talked to my wife, and I was like, listen, I kind of like the Atari Legacy. Can you spend $135 at Kohl's in 1 week? And then she says, listen, every year Kohl's does this. And when you go to the store to spend your Kohl's cash between the restrictions and there's nothing left on the shelves because you and 10,000 other people have $135 Kohl's cash to spend in that week. So everyone is in the store grabbing whatever the heck they can.
Yeah,
for
but the Kohl's cash, though, Paul, the Kohl's cash, they give you that Kohl's cash, on a normal program, and they're like, come back in 7 to 10 days.
That's exactly
and
what
get
it
your
is.
Kohl's cash. And then they don't care if you come back because they know you're going to buy something and spend more. And if you don't come back, then the thing goes in the gutter and you're screwed. So
yeah, exactly.
All right. P-Dub's saying something weird, but P-Dubs, I'm going to spill the beans about P-Dubs, but I don't know what I'm spilling here. P-Dubs has something up his sleeve in terms of maybe an arcade or something, and he won't tell me. He won't tell me what it is. But I'll just say this. He was in the chat with me on one of these shows that I watch, and he was asking some questions. And the questions were, I don't want to give it away, but P-Dubs, maybe if you're in there, maybe you could tell us a little bit of something or what you were doing in that stream.
Care to comment, P-Dubs? What's going on?
P-Dubs? We'd love to know.
What stream is this? I'll have to go look at the live chat.
I can't say. I'm not going to say because then people will go to the chat and they'll know what he's talking about. But there's still some. He's got still something. Silence. See, I want to know because I don't know. I wish he would just tell me and be done with it, but he won't. Okay. How about Baby Cade bundles and this other stuff? Tell me about what you said. Other bundles too.
Yeah. So Arcade 1UP is doing an amazing favor to the community, Rexer. They're bundling the Ms. Pac-Man with what they're calling Junior Pac-Man, which we all know is not true, for $5.99. So you're getting a little Baby Cade and the Ms. Pac-Man Legacy, I believe it is, for $5.99. So you're saving, I think, a whopping over $100, $200, because the Baby Cade's $300. So my only opinion on this is we told you that thing wouldn't sell, and they told us prices were going through the roof. And all of a sudden, they find margin that they can give us back on these bundles. Well, you told me everything was going through the roof, and you had no money to give. Licenses are 50%, wood's through the roof, and all of a sudden, you're bundling stuff at hundreds of dollars discount. So, what's even more interesting, Rexer, if you look at the picture on this discount, the dad has the kid playing the real 1UP on a stool and not the Baby Cade. So that's what we were saying.
I saw that picture. Then they had another picture where I saw on a different ad where they had this little kid sitting on like that baby stool for the junior, for the Baby Cade.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the kid and I'm going, this kid's old enough to play the big one.
Absolutely.
without the riser, you
Yeah.
know? And I'm going, so what is this thing for? It's so small.
It's not. And if
You know?
and if you have a little kid, Rexer, and Big Daddy's playing on a real machine, that kid wants to play with Daddy. He
Yeah,
doesn't want to
he wants
sit
to play
down in a
on a real
corner and play on a little stool when Daddy's doing the cool stuff up top. And they
Yeah.
proved it with that picture of the kid literally standing playing with Daddy on the stool. So this is a failure. You know, we knew that was going to be a failure. I don't know if this is going to move the needle on bundles.
I thought people would still buy it regardless. I don't understand the bundle, but I thought people would buy the baby cage but here's the thing again.
Yeah.
People buy a lot of the one-ups because they look so pretty.
Yeah.
The baby cage really look that pretty? Is it an arcade? No, they look like a baby toy, which is what I guess it's supposed to be, but it doesn't have that allure. Like, look at my arcade one, look at my Pac-Man that looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a Fisher Price teething toy for a baby, to be honest, with that yellow whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Rexer, file this with the mini console they did. File this with the projectorcade. This is just another failed, project that they tried to get off the ground. That's how I see this.
All right, let's talk about this one. See, these are all things, people are like, Rex, you hate one-up. Why do you talk about them? Because I got to get the the side out there, guys. I don't want to, but I got to get it out there.
Yeah.
The Simpsons delayed. Again, I don't even know if this is again. I really don't care. But here we go with, guys, they're holding your money for an extended period of time, and you don't care about this? Why are you even pre-ordering? Just cancel the damn thing. Let it come in and buy it. I mean, there's so much FOMO going on with this. I don't even know what to say.
Well,
an email, new releases 1/4/2022. What? What?
I think this is coming from Walmart. So if you remember, Walmart had the cheaper version of The Simpsons, $5.29. I think some people got it for $4.99. And mysteriously, those pre-orders are the ones getting the shipping delay.
Yeah.
As far as I know, not the ones that paid the $700. Only the $529. Yeah.
Who has one in the chat on order? Besides, I guess Mike is one, but what is up with the pre-order? Just don't pre-order it. If Walmart, you guys, do you think you're not going to have them? Is that the problem, Kevgred? Do they think they're not going to have them available if they don't pre-order or whatever from Walmart?
Here's the situation, I think, with the Walmart. When OneUp advertised their price, Walmart swooped in with a lower price. And we all know that these prices can change within an hour, as evidenced when Target had the Big Blue mistake. So I believe people saw this and was like, $5.29. I got to get this because I'm saving money. But Walmart's notorious for doing this with pre-orders. It's not anything new.
I have to tell you a story because I don't want to forget. I got to tell you guys a story. So one of my son's moms, like my son's girlfriend, he's 14, he's got a girlfriend. The mom comes over and, she's walking in our house and obviously there's arcades all over. And she goes, now this is talking to my mom. She's talking to my wife. Okay. She's talking to my wife. This is, his mom and my wife talking to each other. I am not home. Okay. I am not home. And they start talking about how's it going? And then she looks around and she sees all these arcades and she's like, oh, we have arcades too. We love them. And as soon as my wife starts telling the story, I know where this is going. I know where it's going. She's like, oh yeah, we have arcades too. And then my wife goes, yeah, she said something about she can't wait to get The Simpsons, but it'd been delayed. And I went, I was like, I'm like, don't let him back in the house. It's over. Tell him to break up with her. Tell him it's over. It's over.
And hey, Rexer, in 6 months, if you call her up, you can probably get it for $300 when they're bored. When they're bored of playing The Simpsons for the 400th time.
Yeah. Then, but here was the funny thing. Then, she's really, I guess, they got these one-ups. Ralph, I can't even read that. I said that, Ralph. I don't like the chat and chill and chat. Okay, let me finish. But then she goes, oh, but we got a Tron too, but it doesn't work. And then my eyes lit up and I was like, how do I get this Tron? And then I'm like, are you sure she said that? That just doesn't make sense. She loves one-ups and all of a sudden out of the blue, she's got a Tron, or did she maybe say she's got the Tron on pre-order too?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she said, hey, we got this Tron on order and we're hoping it works, even though it's a one-up.
But Rexer,
So-
this just shows you that there's an entire other world out there with One Up. We're the staunch community, we're the diehards, but there are hundreds and possibly hundreds of thousands of people that see it for what it is, just something to play and buy and
Yeah.
like, and they don't really criticize it, and they're just in love with
Yeah.
the philosophy of what it is, you know. And then here we are saying, "What are you doing?" You know what I mean? So that's why people call us the small percentage of, you know, the community.
Right.
You know.
Yep. Ralph, I sent you a link if you want to pop in and talk pinball. Will you stop with the chatting and chilling stuff? Thanks. I hope Nick and Mandy Madsen are joining. No, I don't have any Donkey Kong updates, unfortunately. I don't have any high score updates. One of these days I'm going to pop online and I'm just going to bust out the 1 million clip and be like, there it is, boys. It's done. Oh, I got something to show though. I totally forgot. I got to give a shout out to Mad Dads. Okay. Mad Dads he didn't give me this. He gave me something and I built something. Okay. What's up, Nick? Thank you for joining. You guys will like this. Some people will like this. Can you see that? Let me put it right close.
Whoa. Is that what I think it is?
It's a Kong off marquee.
Wow.
Right? So I built this box that looks like a red Donkey Kong. You can kind of see it looks like a red Donkey Kong, you know? And I built like a marquee box, a light box. So, and it lights up too. So that's cool. But here's what happened is Mad Dads gets this marquee from Richie Knuckles, right? Who runs the Kong offs. And he's like, Rex, do you want it? I know you're a big Kong, a Kong fan. I'm like, yeah, I want it. Yeah. But then he sends it to me and it says on it, oh, thanks, Mad Dads Gaming. You're awesome. Richie Knuckles. I'm like, oh, I can't get this off. I'm like, I don't know how to get this off. It's like reverse printed on the marquee and stuff. So I was like, that's okay. It'll remind me that Mad Dads gave it to me. So
that's funny.
All right. That's cool. Next time, Ralph, next time. But
Hey, Rex, you see what happens? Ralph gets in with the inner circle pinball click, and he's too good for us. Low life arcade.
He's too good for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Ralph.
I got another secret. I got another secret that Ralph told me. You want to tell him, Ralph? You want to tell people? You want to give the Rexer Show? You want to give the Rexer Show an exclusive retro Ralph purchase?
Did he get a pinball?
I won't. No, I'm not saying it's a pinball. I'm just saying I got an exclusive of what might have happened. I don't want to. Let's see if he chimes in. He won't. But speaking, you want to move on to pinball because I want to talk about real pinball because I have a little story about me trying to buy a pinball.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so everyone in the chat. So I'm thinking about buying a pin. I've been thinking about. I can tell. You sure?
Whoa.
You can't come on for 5 minutes and tell your story? Can you please ask him to come on for 5 minutes and tell the story? Tell her the Rexer Show is asking just 5 minutes. And by the way, guys, everybody who's on, I had an idea for this late night debate show, kind of. Thank you, Console Fanboy. I didn't see that. Question. If I said hi to someone in a show at 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. at 7 and then 8 p.m. show, am I mean to refuse to say hi more? If it's Hollywood Polo, then yes, you're mean if you don't say hi to Hollywood Polo every time. Thank you for the super chat, Console Fanboy. But here's what should have happened is you should have skipped some in between. Like the first time would have been okay, and the fifth time probably would have been okay. Would have been like, what's up, Console Fanboy again? But everything, all right, Ralph says okay. Yes, we're gonna get an exclusive from Ralph. You guys
shamed him.
This. I shamed him into coming on. Ralph has been on. He was on Nick and Nick Nostalgia's Instagram last night, I believe. He was on a show before that. Now I had to shame him into coming on.
We're not good enough.
Right. I'm not even. It's not a story. Use it. It's not a story. I just want him to tell. I'll tell him when he gets on. We'll figure it out. But here was what I was going to say on the show. I thought about doing something like bringing whoever from the community wanted to come on the Rexer Show for 2 minutes. You get 2 minutes to discuss anything you want. And after 2 minutes, you're kicked off, and we could talk. You know what I mean? Kind of a community show. I don't know if you guys thought it would be like I could bring Turbo Joe on and be like, Turbo Joe, do you want to talk about Radical Rick and your beef with Radical Rick, or what the hell's going on? We give him 2 minutes, boom, he's off. OTG, what's your story? Do you like 1UP? Do you hate 1UP? I can't tell with you. Come on, figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you love 1UP? Do you not like him? Get off the fence, OTG. So
That's like sports talk radio. You get like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and then they just cut you off if you listen to sports talk radio.
yeah. Smacks, how have you never seen Hollywood Polo in our oh gosh.
He's a national treasure.
He is. He's a pillar in the community.
Yes.
A pillar. What's this now? Here was rainwater.
Yeah, gotta come in.
It doesn't take 2 minutes to explain why. For you, rainwater, I'll give you 3 minutes, buddy. I'll give you 3 minutes. But speaking of iArcade, we were talking about prices, and why is iArcade lowering the price? Why is Atgames the same price? But Arcade 1UP is more. Why? You see iArcade, $300 off. I mean, come on. Whatever it was. I'm exaggerating, but whatever it was. Have you seen that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you watched P-Dub stream tonight, but there were 2 codes that were stacking simultaneously at the start of the show. But by the end of the show, one of those codes kind of stopped working.
Mm-hmm.
So, imagine John, wherever he's at, he gets a phone call. Hey, John, we just got 50 sales and they're $200 off instead of 100.
Yeah.
Kill the code. Now, I work with websites, and what happens is, Rexter, these codes kind of stay out there until you deactivate them. So that was just a drop on iArcade's fault that they didn't realize that these one would stack and the code was still active. They should have deactivated it. So there were some lucky individuals that got some nice deals tonight.
Yeah, that's good for them. I feel bad for Jong if he really made a mistake and it cost him money.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's bring him on. Let's give him a hard time. Let's bring on this guy.
You can't keep him waiting. He's royalty now. He's
we should just
royalty.
keep him waiting. We should be like, we're gonna piss Kim off. He ain't coming on. No, all right.
I heard you, and I told Kim 5 minutes, so that's it.
5 minutes is all we need.
All right, start it up.
But I'm gonna start. Don't spill the beans yet,
I don't actually know what you're talking about. You're talking. I don't know. I'll follow your lead. I have no clue what you're talking about right now.
You just bought something today.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what you're talking. You said story, like there's some big story.
Well,
behind
the story. I want to talk about the story first because I was looking for a Jurassic Park. I want to talk pinball prices because we're talking about pinball prices. Okay. So for everybody in the community, I was looking for a Jurassic Park. Ralph was looking for one as well, and then he changed his mind. He can tell that whole story. But what happened was. What happened was, as I'm looking at prices and calling around, nobody has one, right, Ralph? Nobody has anything
It's
that you
like
want.
impossible to find anything. Like it's very rare that someone actually has something in stock.
Right. So, and we're not even talking about old pinballs that you want to find on offer up or whatever. We're talking Stern. The Stern tables are not. None of the distributors have them. So I'm calling around, and they tell me, okay.
I'm learning the terms, by the way. They call it. All these distributors say, I mean, I guess this is probably like a common term, but they're all like, they're trying to figure out what their 2022 allotment is.
Yeah.
And I guess the problem with that is that like there could be situations depending on who the distributor is. Let's say they took more pre-orders than Stern's giving them an allotment, which I hope they wouldn't do that. But I can see where you go to these websites, it seems like you can just pre-order it. I don't know if they don't know their allotment, then how do they know how many they can pre-order?
Yeah, it's like they're allocated. There's some allocation to them, but
do you think they actually that dealer is literally like, I don't know what my allotment is. So how would he know how many pre-orders he can accept?
I don't know. That's a good question. But for mine, the one I called did say that they said we got 3. So they must have known.
So they know what their 2022
but they probably ordered 10. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Ordered 10 and only got 3. So the lady's telling me, okay, she's like, you're gonna have to put 50% down. And I went, 50%
that seems like a lot.
Down?
50% down though.
And I go, well, how much is it? And she says, $8,800. Oh God. I'm like, last year there was a premium,
right?
That was a premium Jurassic Park. You have to know the difference between pro, premium. and Ellie, and there's even like I don't even know one other one in there. So
Well,
I'm
you
like,
guys remember, Kevgret, were you on the stream when I didn't really know who Gary Stern was and I interviewed him and everyone was calling him, what's the politician from Vermont? They were calling him Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Oh, that was classic.
And then some were calling him Ric Flair.
Ric Flair, yep.
So, but I dug up the price sheet because they gave me a price sheet at that show and I still have it. And so this is kind of important because Rexer, you're saying that the premium model you got quoted what?
8,800. I think it was even 8,895 to be exact.
Yes, so
and that doesn't include tax. Just so
this
knows.
sheet shows the premium at that time of that show, which was 2 years ago now, believe it or not. I think it was like 2019, right? I think so. That it was 7,700.
Yep.
Wow.
So they've jumped up like $1,000.
Yeah, in 1 year.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
kind of crazy.
So tell us what happened. What'd you do today?
Well, no, I've been going back and I should have never went to Pinball Expo. It was like how can you be surrounded by all of the most awesome pinball machines and not get super pumped up about it? And all those people there, they like arcade games, but most of the people that went there were hardcore pinball players, and it's just like it was like infectious. Everyone was just like, "Oh my gosh, did you check out Godzilla? It's awesome. You got to check it out." And the thing about the show was Stern was basically it was like Godzilla Fest 2021. They were everywhere. It was like they were everywhere. And they'd have like pods of 5 and there was at least 5 pods of 5 of Godzilla's only. And then there was other ones where they'd weave in a Godzilla here and there. But yeah, it was just so I kind of left that show being like, what would I want? Like what would I really want? And I've always loved T2, but it's kind of a weird story. We don't have to get into it. It was like my sister, I'm going to say it anyway, but it was my sister's college had a break room and they had a T2. And I didn't really like going there to visit her because I was like, I just didn't like it. And so I'd always go play that. And so it was just a game where I ended up growing attached to it. But I think with pinball, like I was trying to talk to all these people to see like how do they go about their buying decisions? And a lot of them, they buy the themes of games they like. And if the game is good, then they'll definitely buy it. Like first they go, all right, what themes do I like? And then they figure out, okay, is the actual table a good game? Like, is it actually because there are people that say they love Stranger Things, but everyone at that show, when I was talking to people, they don't like Stranger Things. I don't know why. They don't think it's a good game. They think it's too easy or it's basic and there's not a lot of like elements to it. So anyways, long story short, I came back and I'm like, I got to get a pinball. And then I started looking at T2s and they were super expensive. Like the used ones, everyone wants a lot. And I went back and forth. And I was like, Rexer, what do you get? What do you want? And he's like, I want a Jurassic Park. And I was like, oh, well, I like Jurassic Park. That was fun. I played that. But I'm like, but then I was thinking back to when we went to this barcade over here not that long ago. And I was Deadpool was super fun to me. It was like one of the most fun games in that whole barcade. So I'm like, you know what? Deadpool would probably be the one I'd get. And then like literally an hour ago, I was like, screw it. And I just did it.
Nice.
FOMO got the best of them. FOMO got the best of them.
But I only had to do a down payment. It wasn't like it was a small down. It wasn't like you had to.
Here's the text from Ralph. Here's the text. Dude, I reserved a Deadpool Pro. F it.
Can't take it with you.
That's what I got. He's like, fuck it. Drop the bike. F it.
How long do you have to wait, Ralph? What's the schedule?
Well, the guy that he runs a small. It's probably not the biggest distributor, but it's sizable for the West, I guess. But he's really cool. He's super friendly with everyone in the community here in Arizona. And I just messaged him. I was like, hey, just I finally pulled the trigger because we've been going back and forth. He probably thinks I have like major issues actually because I've been going back and forth with him. He's like, are you gonna buy something, kid? Like he's kind of like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I've been in the business 25 years. Are you buying something or not? Like he's totally trying to dismiss me. But he said he's this week. He finally got his allotment from Stern, so he'll figure out timelines. But he's telling everyone Q1 of 2022. Yeah. He's like, that's the best I can do right now.
So am I? And I'll ask Kevgret because obviously Ralph will say no because he already bought one. But am I crazy if I spend $9,000 on a pinball?
You have to really like the game because you're spending $9,000 on something you might not buy another one of. So you better love Jurassic Park.
I love Jurassic Park. I heard Wolf and O's told me it's the best one. You got to get premium. But here's my justification.
Yeah.
I didn't buy 20 arcade one-ups at $500 each. So now maybe I can get a $10,000 pinball. That's
There you go.
Is that good justification? I mean,
Sounds it to me.
Sounds good to me.
right. It sounds logical to me, you know.
Here's the saving grace for you, right? Is if things keep going the way they're going, and I don't think in the short term, I don't think it'll change, at least through 2022. You could, if for some reason you didn't like it, or you could probably turn around and sell it for exactly what you paid for it, and maybe even more in some cases. If they can't get them, people will want them, and you'll happen to have one. So I think you're good. And you're talking premium, not pro. Oh, so
the resale value will still be high. But Ralph, here's what you kept saying over the past week. I think prices are going to go down. Maybe it's bad time to buy, or prices are going to go down.
That's me trying to talk.
Justify.
It's my inner weirdness. I don't
prices
know what I'm talking
are not going
about.
down though. They're not going down. I don't see them ever
not.
going down. That's what I don't get. Alan makes a good point. I could buy a lot of used arcade machines. I could, but I already have most of the ones that I already want.
You know what I think might affect it? What if the economy goes south, then I think it could, because no one's going to want to pay. They may have to think about adjusting prices a bit if the economy goes bad, because it's like that's
or
kind
do
of
they
a
or
luxury
do they
item.
just make less though, Ralph?
Maybe that's true. They could,
you know,
do that.
and
Yeah.
say, well,
True.
you know, yeah, maybe 8,800 was too much.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll go back down to 7,800 and make less, and then.
You
so
kind of
anyway,
you kind of shamed me on something, by the way. So Kevgrad, I was telling him, I was like, maybe I'll do the home version. So there's like a step below pro,
no.
and
Yeah,
Rex
yeah.
was like, yeah, I mean, if you want to do like things half-ass, I'm like, what? And, like, he totally shamed it. He basically took it off the table because he shamed me so bad. But it was only one sentence. It was like, if you want to half-ass it.
And it made you question reality, right?
Yeah, and then
"Wait
your
a
average
minute."
gamer said the same thing. He's like, that's like when you buy a car and it's like a model you want, but like all the cool features are in the one above yours, and you buy the one below, and all you do is obsess about all the shit your car doesn't have.
And then you pull up to a red light, and the car's next to you with all the stuff you wanted to get. You're like,
Right?
I
He's
think
all self-driving. He's like, what's up? And you're all...
He points to you, knows that you bought the cheap model. He's like,
I really think after it, I said, I don't know if you're going to do that, Ralph. Why don't you just wait for one up to make a Deadpool and go?
You didn't say that, but that would have been the ultimate, like, just, that would have been a double
like,
diss right
burn.
there.
Dig right in. You might as well wait for a one up to make it if you're just going to
that's
do
hilarious.
that. But Ralph, you said that the Jurassic Park Home Edition was good.
It was
you were trying to
actually-
sell
no,
me on it, and
the
I was
reason-
like,
so-
stop.
It was good though. That's so at first. So I will admit, I didn't fully play it yet, and I did the thing where I was like, "Yeah, Rexer, it sucks. Don't even worry about it. Get the better one."
Yeah.
And then I spent more time on it. And the other thing too, the guy that I always forget his name, Jack Danger, the Dead Flip guy, the guy that has that company Dead Flip. He's the one that designed it. It was like his first time designing a table. And he was like, I got a chance to talk to him, and he goes, I think you should really spend some time with it, because I tried to incorporate elements of the main play field that usually with the home edition would get like omitted. So I'm trying to make it as feature rich as possible. And then I really spent like we got in a little early, so I got a chance to play it before like all the crowd came in. I was like, damn, it's actually pretty good. The only thing I was hung up on, and maybe I'm totally wrong on this too, I probably am. The fact that it didn't have a coin door made me feel like, because it couldn't be coin operated, that in resale it might be harder, because some people will buy them and want to put them on location and stuff. Maybe that's totally stupid and flawed thinking. The other thing is you can't put the shaker motor on a home model.
Oh,
so
you
like
can't?
if you buy I found that out. If you buy a Pro, you can upgrade the shaker. It's like $150, and you could just like kind of put it on, and it's all wired for it.
Okay,
So
did Conti, did you play the home version? He says
I think he owns a home version of something. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there were other home versions of. When
I
they
think
came out
Star
with the
Wars
Jurassic
had a
Park ones.
home, and because remember
Yeah.
Walmart was selling a Star Wars. I think they were selling the home version. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. So listen, guys, I got one more thing. Ralph, you got to stick around, and 2 more minutes. That's it. And then
I
'cause
said
I don't want you
minutes,
said
and we're
5
already
minutes.
at like
I
7.
just want to ask you guys one thing. And people in the chat, and maybe this has been out there, but have you seen this? I didn't bring it up. Oh, and we have box art trivia, but Ralph, you can go for box art trivia.
Okay.
Have you seen this Christmas movie? Anybody that's coming out? Did anybody talk about this? Have
I
you
saw
heard
it in my
about this
Facebook
Nintendo?
feed. Like
What do you guys think? It's got what's his face from Doogie
Doogie.
Howser.
Doogie Howser or something.
Yeah, and a kid's searching for a Nintendo. Like that's his Christmas.
Yeah.
He's trying. What did you think?
I thought it looked pretty good. It's like Princess Bride
But
You
was
know?
there a trailer? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's
Okay,
a
I
real
didn't see
Oh, I
the
2 minute
didn't see the
trailer. Yeah, it's on HBO Max November 24th. And to be honest, if you have HBO Max, there's no excuse not to watch this. It actually looked pretty funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt you, Kevin. I
No,
just don't. Who is Fart Breath? Like, does anybody know who Fart Breath actually is?
He's in love with you,
Like
Ralph.
everybody
Because I'm
knows
thinking it's not
everybody.
this old lady that's coming into the chat.
Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris. I always forget his name.
Yeah.
But,
I think it looked good from what I saw. I just like was
Yeah.
scrolling by and I saw it. I didn't get to watch. I need to watch the full trailer, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's a geeky movie about why wouldn't we like it? We don't
Exactly.
like it because it's nerdy.
Why wouldn't we?
Exactly.
It'll probably bring back a lot of nostalgia. Actually,
Yeah.
so that will be great. I actually love Neil Patrick Harris. I think he's a great actor. I mean, he is fantastic.
That dude hasn't aged like a day.
Right.
He doesn't.
It's
He doesn't
insane.
look like he changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
It's
go
very
back 10
weird.
years ago to those Harold and Kumar movies. It's the same version. I don't know what he's doing.
It is. I mean, even the same when he was on the TV show.
In the
What's it
TV
called?
show, yeah,
it looks
when he was
exactly
16.
the same.
It's so true.
Crazy.
But
Did you see what Rainwater said? He's like, "What if?" Put that up again. It's very funny, actually.
what if it really is an old lady? Then all my flirting will be awkward.
Ralph, I know you. I know you got to go, but I just got to tell you, watching you post those videos and those live streams, you look like a kid in a candy store being accepted into this pinball inner circle community. It was so cool to see you like geek out, man. How did it feel, man, geeking out like that? It looks so fun.
Well, it was weird because you'll see it in the Chasing Nostalgia. We're making an episode out of that whole thing.
Cool,
It's
cool.
less about the Pinball Expo, but more about the Galloping Ghost. But the weirdest thing was I'm driving a rental car back from Galloping Ghost with Todd Tuckey in the back, like in the back seat. And I'm just like talking to him like through my rearview mirror. I'm like, this is just weird. Because I've watched him for a really long time, like way before I did YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just remember all his like dumb bits where he's like trying to, he had that ad where he's trying to sell a pinball machine. He's like, come on down. And then the whole playfield falls on his hand. And then he's like, just kidding. It's like a rubber hand. And he's just a goofball, but he is exactly that guy in real life. Like he's so, he said something really funny to Mason. Oh, he knew who Mason was because like Jeff had told him. He's like, hey, who are you? And he goes, are you Ralph's assistant? And I'm like, what the hell? And Mason's all, he's goofy. He's super goofy.
Dude, Todd is awesome.
Yeah, it was so fun. So it was like pretty crazy. And
That's
to
awesome.
See, yeah, and Doc Mack is like, because I'm sure he's there all the time. It just so happens we like caught him there, but he's the nicest guy, and it's crazy how you could ask him about any game, and there's 840 in that room right now. You could ask him about any one. He'll not only know everything about it, but he knows exactly where it is in the room. He's like, oh yeah, that one's in the like, because I was asking him, I was like, hey, you have this really cool Sinistar cockpit that I saw in like a video 3 years ago, but where is it? And he's like, oh, It's hard to find because it's shoved in the corner by this LA Machine Guns game. And it was like, he knew exactly where it was. But I don't know, the place just has a cool, honestly, Kevgrad, I don't even know. I'm still sort of trying to process it all because it was so neat. I just want to go back there. Everyone who's into all the gaming hobbies like we are, in arcade, home arcade, or even regular whatever, you just have to go there. But you need multiple days. You can't do it in one day. It's impossible.
I'm sitting at home and I'm like, I wish I was there. This is just awesome. So thanks for bringing us along, man. Because I was just like, this is so cool. And to see your face, like in with these guys.
Video.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's gonna be good.
It's like I'm trying to encompass that whole trip into a video basically, and it's going to be super cool. I don't want to give too much away because there's a lot of cool stuff that you didn't see on the live stream. That's really neat. So
nice, thanks.
Yeah, no, it
that's
was
gonna be
fun.
good.
Thanks for watching it.
The Sega 360, man, when you came out of that thing,
He looked, he was gonna go.
I would have puked, Ralph. I would have
Well,
said, no, I can't do it. There's
did
just
you
no
catch
way.
on the video what happened though when I pressed the button?
I didn't see what you said. You had to press the button because you had to stop it because you were going to get hit or something.
No. If you don't feel good
Yeah.
Like if you don't feel good, you can stop it. But the problem is he told me while he was getting me ready for it that, if you do get hit and shot down, it's going to like go crazy. And I was like, well, shit, I don't want to. So the whole time I was doing fine. And then inside do you remember the old Afterburner? It had warning lights when someone had you locked on. It was like crazy, glowing red. I'm like, shit. And I didn't feel good. And I was like, I just pushed it. But the problem with it is the reason why the game had to have an attendant, right? So if someone did hit that panic button, I don't know why they designed it this way, but it stops wherever you are, and I was upside down.
Yeah.
So it stopped. So I was hanging like this. But it has a legit, it has a real
harness.
Like a roller coaster ride harness.
Yeah.
Like the thing, once you starts, you put in the 2 buckles and you hear it click and it locks.
Wow.
It's that thing is so cool. Like I don't want to give there's another really cool thing that I actually didn't know when I researched it because Mason and I have been working on the video. There's a piece that I put in the show that I didn't know anything about that I think everyone's going to be like, holy crap, I didn't know that existed. There's some origins to the R360 that make it even cooler that I didn't know. I just learned it like a couple days ago as I was doing research. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, no, I was definitely feeling pretty frazzled after that.
After looking at you, I was ready to go. Okay, $5, says Ralph pukes. I'm like,
exactly.
$5 as he's blowing chunks. That's why. But you didn't. You held in there. You and you kept the stream going too, which I was like, man. If I were him, I'd be like, I'd give it one last. All right, we're gonna be right back in a little bit, and I would have went, turn it off, and been like,
the craziest thing about that thing is like because I was asking him, like, how do you get it in this place it's in? Because it's in this room, but it's like detached from the rest of the place. And then I didn't notice it because there's so much other crap behind it. But they broke a wall down and then put a garage door so that they could get it out one day if they needed to. So like there was no way to get it wouldn't go into Galloping Goat. You couldn't fit it through a front door. It's impossible. So they busted down a wall, shoved it in, and then built a garage door to like close it in. So
plus, how many people would actually start throwing up on that if you put that in on the floor? At least 5 a week.
You got to think there's such a liability though too, because like imagine he probably can't. If you didn't have an attendant, then you just couldn't do it. You'd have because it's too much
safety.
Instructions. I mean, he was going over so much stuff. I don't know if you heard it too in the video. There's a laser on the left. So like, let's say for other reasons, let's say you get squirrely inside or something happened with the harness, and so your feet were kicking over. If your foot goes into that laser space, it also shuts it off.
Okay.
So there's a lot of like safeguards.
So Ralph, before you go, when's the next when's the next Chasing the Nostalgia? People are asking.
So I want to ask you something. I want your advice on this, both of you. Because I don't know. Do you think it'd be a bad idea to have it premiere like the day before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because the day before Thanksgiving is the biggest drinking day of the year, and everybody's at the bars. It is.
It is. Yeah.
It's the
So I was thinking maybe the Friday after Thanksgiving, like the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yeah,
Black
you've been
Friday,
doing Fridays. You gotta, Ralph. The algorithm already knows that Chasing Nostalgia launches at 6 p.m. on Friday.
All
the
kidding
day
aside,
after.
though.
Don't do the.
No, all kidding aside. This one is probably. It's definitely the most time we've put into it and effort, and it would suck to like pick the wrong day and then because you're at the mercy of YouTube anyway. If you put it out there and it's like not immediately picked up or people aren't watching it because they're doing other things. Yeah, all YouTube's trying to do is going, all right, I want to make revenue, so I need to put ads on stuff. Is this stuff relevant? And if it's not, because people aren't watching it, it just sort of like continues to tick it down unless people come back to it, and that doesn't always happen. So I'm nervous about this one because a lot of time went into it and a lot of money. So I'm hoping that we don't pick the wrong date and screw it up. So I'll do Friday if you guys think that Thanksgiving is not a.
You just got to sell that Deadpool, and then you're fine. Yeah. All right.
I don't have it yet. But anybody want an Outrun 2? I need to get rid of that so that I can fit the Deadpool.
Selling an Outrun 2.
Sell the Junior Pac-Man.
The
Junior Pac-Man. Oh, the baby Pac-Man?
Yep, sorry, baby Pac-Man.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
No
I
way.
know, right? That's one of your prized possessions.
I love it. I'm looking at it right now. I put all the LED lights on it, and it's all blinky and
Nice.
Awesome.
It's all good.
he's gonna sleep with it in the bedroom.
All right. We gotta go,
Seriously,
guys.
it's
We gotta do
ridiculous.
the we gotta do the last
I'll
thing.
leave.
Thanks,
It was
Ralph.
Way more than
We're
5
gonna-
minutes. Thanks, guys. See you,
we're-
Kev. You
See
guys
ya.
both have a good weekend.
Appreciate it,
later.
Ralph.
Thanks for
All right.
joining.
Bye.
All right, we're gonna do box art trivia, guys. For a $25 gift card to Amazon. Do you have the YouTube chat open, Kev?
Yes,
Greg?
I do. I am
we're gonna
ready.
check YouTube chat. Okay, let me make sure we got everything going here.
Is this a one guess and done tonight?
This is a
Rexer?
one guess and done. Okay, guys, one guess. You can only guess one time. This is box art trivia. If you haven't played it before, oops, it doesn't matter. I got to move this over, guys, but that isn't a big deal. There we go. Get it off the screen. All right, there we go. This is a one guess done. If you haven't, hopefully people didn't catch that. I better start right now. But if you haven't got this, you haven't played this game before, I open up pieces of the box art. The first one to answer wins. Let's get it going right now. And boom, one guess. That's not going to do it for anybody.
Not
I
a
don't
good
think.
start at
Not
now.
a good start. All right, let's go to the next one. How about that little ditty there?
Jeff's feeling good about this one.
All right, here we go.
Come on,
Let's
Jeff.
open up another one. Here we go.
Well,
It is not. Did somebody say Time Cop? It is
Yeah,
not Time Cop.
console fanboy has been eliminated.
Sorry.
Sorry, Zohar.
All right, should we open up another one? We got Zeman. Let's do.
Fart breath is out.
Didn't get it. Okay, let me find this one. We're gonna open here. Does that help anybody? This is a tough one, by the way. This is very hard. This is going to be the longest we ever go with this one, I think. All right. This didn't help anybody. Let's, anybody getting it? Let's see. I got to open up the next box. Where is number 3 box? Where is that one? Here we go. All right. Did that help anybody?
Not yet.
Gosh, this is, if you guys haven't figured it out, it's a Super Nintendo game. I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff said he thinks it's a Super Nintendo. He can feel it.
All right, we got, let's go to the next one. I knew this one would be a little hard. How about that? Does that give a little hint there, that little piece of the puzzle? No?
You told me
Nobody
the
yet?
game, and I still can't figure it out.
You know the answer, though, right? You're
Yeah,
looking for the-
yeah. I'm pretty sure.
All
Yep,
right,
and
it's
I
not,
still
I
can't.
would say it's not popular because I didn't really know it, but
No, I don't think I know much
it's
of it.
Halloween themed. That's why I chose it. Okay, Halloween theme. Let's go to the next one. Nobody's guessing it yet, eh? Here we
Nope.
go. Does that help anyone? Now this last box is going to help. Well, I don't think this is the last box. Let's do this.
Wait. I think he guessed though.
Oh,
wait a
Rainwater
minute.
Games. What? Nosferatu. How does Rainwater get that? Is he a Super Nintendo fan? I don't know. Nosferatu. He beat Mike Hog Hertz, right?
Oh,
Very
yep.
good.
Rainwater came in and he did not guess, so he is the winner.
Yeah.
Jeff, how did you
Awesome,
know
awesome.
that?
Yeah. Are you a fan of that game? Do you even know it? I mean, does anybody know it? Never heard of that game, says
Yeah,
Breath. I'm in agreement with you. Boom. You did get it.
Damn.
Nice
Yes, he
job,
did.
Jeff. All right. So, the rexershow@gmail.com. Send me an email, Rainwater Games. You just made $25 from the Rexer Show. That's more YouTube revenue than you'll make in 3 years on YouTube. So that's why
Rexer
you
is now
stick around.
negative. Aren't you
That's-
negative now in YouTube revenue with that $25,
Yeah,
Rexer?
exactly. I'm
You owe
negative. I'm
YouTube
in the
$10.
I'm in the hole.
Oh man.
All right. Everybody, thanks for watching. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And don't go watch RGT's video. You'll waste 9 minutes of your life. Just watch the beginning of mine, and I explain it all of this one. All right. Later, guys. Thanks for
everybody.
everything, Kev Grat. We'll see
Good
you.
show, everybody.